Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is.
Is there more soldiers on the other side of that EMA? Did they go pick up new soldiers? Because, you know, now that it's weak, to kind of give y'all a little background, right? I love trading. I've done trading for a long period of time, and come on, 4:30. Come on. Let's go. Hey, good morning, my neighbors. I apologize. They're cutting the grass. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me bring my mic a little closer to me. Maybe that'll help. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. Let's see, I'm getting a little feedback. Let me make sure I have the right properties for my mic. Okay, I do have that. If you haven't hit the like, subscribe, or the bell button, this is a perfectly good time for you to do so. That way the algorithm knows I bring y'all some good content. That's it. Got some work to do. Let's go ahead and push. So I've been trying to get in this upside for like forever, trying to see if this 4-hour candle will do its job, because we've just been consolidating, and I was looking for it to just continue to make some upside, knowing that we just have very little news in itself, and it's been a little janky, a bit, just a tad, and I'm trying to see, are we able to go ahead and take out some of these wicks and probably get back to that 800 again, which I'm like 25% sure about it. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of confidence, right? But with the proper leverage, even 25% will generate you some profit. Right now, I'm sitting with something a little healthy and seeing where it can go from here. As soon as this wraps up, I did it in my eval though, not my PA, because I don't like to play anything before the market opens on a PA. So yes, I am in a little early, because I just wanted to share with y'all that this quad witching has been quite eventful, and it's taught me quite a bit. A lot that I learned so far is how I'm going to be able to present the show over to you, as far as, you know, keeping track with everything else and how we're going to be trading moving forward. So to just kind of give y'all a little bit of an update, after the trades is going to be more like a catch-all. It's everything that's outside of trading, mixing some mindset or whatever the case may be, in some of my triage and some of my trades, right? But before you take the trade, is going to get you prepared for the market. Again, we was in quad witching, so there's very little we can prepare for when it comes to quad witching. And I didn't want to set some false expectation, because this is one of the trickier, more advanced months that you can handle. And then, of course, mindset. I'm going to bring in a lot of my content for mindset, because, again, without the proper mindset, you can easily fall to the wayside. So I hope y'all appreciate the new schedule that's going to be coming in. Of course, that's going to go ahead and start after quad witching. We're going to take a 1-week break off of streaming, just to kind of recalibrate, get some of my video edits of my trades, cycle that over, and give y'all some. What I would love to do going forward, actually, we just got a nice little alert that just came in. Let me see what they're talking about over here. So we got a buy signal. Suggested entry 759. All right, so we may come back and retrace into that 759. Let's see if we can hold that 759, get it onto that 775, 780. Anywho, but yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody that, you know, supports this and everything else. Because again, a lot of this I do it for y'all, because, you know, when I started trading, there was no space, there was no place where you could kind of run to when, you know, when things was a little rough, and YouTube University was pretty cool, kind of gave you the good foundations to kind of get started. But communities like the ones that I used to work with, like Cheat Code, and seeing some stuff like the Come Up Cousins growing into my more options side of trading, and good friends and family that actually supported this, made it fun. But you know, having 393 subscribers lets me know that I'm doing at least something right. That said, I want to go ahead and let y'all know market dominance is one of my favorite indicators that I created. A lot of my trades are circled around market dominance, and I am going to do a complete workshop which is going to give free 90-day access to market dominance. That is free access for 90 days of market dominance. I think it's going to be very important to get that out to y'all because market dominance has helped me a lot. It got me my PAs, it got me a lot of my compound work and everything else. And the goal is I don't want to, be stingy with the with the stuff that works for me, right? I won't be a good steward of or teacher if I just said, hey, good luck, find something similar to mine. But the calculation actually allows for me to get very successful trades. It's not 100%, just like any other indicator. But so far, I've clocked it at about 66%, starting to push a little closer to that 70%, as long as you follow the rules and regulations of that, which I will break down in that workshop. If you want more information, by all means, go ahead and comment inside of the chat. Just say MD, and I will know exactly what you're talking about, and I will reach out to you with more information. And if you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, all my gram and socials are right over here. All right. So that said, let's get some work done. It's now 9:18, and we're getting another push up here. I'm trying to hold this all the way through the open, but the market is going to do what it wants to do when it's all said and done. I do have a target. I was kind of like looking for it. I got a target right up here. That is 769. 769. We had the breaks just a little before it at 765. I think we could get to that 769. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's the game plan going into market open. See if we can get to that 769. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and that bell button. It helps immensely, so that way I can be able to get this algorithm to operate the way I want them to. All right. Trying to push it down, but I think that 769 is what we're looking for. Is it that 759 was the entry point? All right, come on, let's get to 769. Come on, baby. Massive hit here, trying to hold that 759 down. Like I said, a lot of this was predicated to this 4 hour. We're going to have 39 minutes as the market opens. I think they're trying to pull it back a little bit before the market opens so that way they can make the massive move. So this could be a very, very interesting part of the market as they're trying to figure out things. Let's see what the US dollar is doing. I think the US dollar is probably pushing. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's going to be a very tricky one. Very, very tricky one. I think the U.S. dollar is put in some weight, but you could kind of see we got that long wick at the top as the NQ is trying to make a nice little push. If they could just make some new highs here, getting into that 816, I think we're going to get a strong bearish divergence on some of the time frames. Kind of see right there. If I come to the 45-minute, you can see it a little bit better. Right? Probably get some good bearish divergence, and that momentum could really be the one that catalysts and drops us down. I think that's the true play. But again, this is the market. The market does whatever it wants. You just gotta be prepared for everything, so that way you're not surprised by anything. All right, we got ourselves 8 minutes until the market opens. Actually, while we wait for that, I guess we could do some little insight. I've come to the, I won't say realization. Other than realization, I think I've come to peace. I guess that's the word I'm gonna go with. I've come to peace with what the dynamic of trading is. What I mean by that. When I first started trading, to kind of give you a little background, I used to have to get into trades and say the word breathe verbally, like literally say it. The anxiety of getting things wrong, the post-traumatic issues as far as getting hit, chasing FOMO, the whole nine, just everything that can go wrong in the middle of being a trader was a major effect on me. And it's kind of like that flight or fight response, and my flight or fight response kind of goes into compressing, and they talk about that. The reason why the body can do that sometimes, you're holding your breath so that way you can concentrate the oxygen, so that way it's almost like you're fighting for your existence. And trading is not that serious, right? Trading is not that serious to me now, but when I first was doing it, it wasn't the easiest thing to do. So I would see a couple of $100 and I'm like, oh, I've lost a couple of $100, and that panic trading strategy disorder kicks in, and I'll close off a trade a little earlier. Like, oh man, I should have held that just a little longer, right? So I've come to peace with the general anxiety, and I want to shout out, Elite. If you want to get 90% off, they're giving 90% off of all prop firms down below. I think it's a good company. I've been with them since inception of me going into my prop firm journey, and they have yet to do me wrong. So I do recommend them, especially when they have the discounts. They always have discounts, so no need to pay full price. But yeah, so I want to give them props, because I think going through the amount of, and we've had this conversation with the amount of accounts that I went through, and seeing my flaws and tweaking my strategy. I'm not one of those where paper trade works a certain way, and I do suggest paper trade. It's a lot cheaper if you can mentally handle that. But I'll forget I have a paper trade out there. Like, I was very inconsiderate to my paper trade. So prop firms kind of was that good in between that allowed me to tie in the emotions, looking for success, wanting to tweak issues. Oh, there we go. Let me just take that right there. That was my target. Got my 769, and we'll just hold on to one runner. And yeah, I've been blessed to have very, very good individuals and people that not only held me accountable, but they put me in a position for me to kind of learn from my mistakes, and gave me very, very strong wisdom on how to address certain issues like the not breathing. So I don't know where you are on your trading journey, and I don't know why I find that this is a good time for me to go ahead and have this conversation with y'all, because I just want to say that not only are you enough, you are a great trader. I think that the flaws that you're going through is the iron sharpening iron that is necessary for you to be able to divulge and dissect who you are as an individual and who you are as a trader, so that way you can be able to address those issues, because who you are as an individual will permeate into your trading, because that is just your default. That's your go-to. That's your general compass in itself, right? But what will end up happening is your trading style will command a certain type of trader to exist, and that's the fight. That's the battle. That's what we go through. So I don't know if you needed to hear this. If you want, you could absolutely have y'all fast forward this if you're watching on the recording. In fact, we're almost to 9:30 by now. So I guess I probably should have prerequisite that in the beginning of the recording, but it's a live show. Almost to 9:30, so I'm looking at my runner to kind of just continue to sweep as much profits as possible. Let's come over to the chart a little bit, and you'll see that my target was to kind of take out these levels, because we've already taken out three. Well, that's one more, right? I do think that all-time high is going to be tough, so I do believe that we're going to need some extra firepower from the bulls on that, and I think it's going to come in a package called New York Open. Very, very strong movement. We're right back to the 79 again. Let's see if we can sweep the rest. All right, getting through that. If it does a nice little pop for another 20 points, that will bring us to 799, 875. I'm sorry, 800 psychological level, and it's an old level that I had, which was 24, 799.75, and I'm very curious if we can actually get there. I think we can, and yeah, well, it's probably gonna short the crap out of it when it puts in this bearish divergence that I was telling y'all about. But they really put in some pressure on the bears. All right, we got ourselves less than 90 seconds until the market opens. I'm logged into my PA. No, actually, I'm not. Now I am logged into my PA. Ready for action. And got my compound accounts ready. Let's get ourselves on the right day. We're talking about QQQ. And September 19th is our 0 DTE for today. And 52 seconds till party starts to rock. Happy quad witching. And for my seasoned traders, don't be fearful of quad witching. If you don't know it, paper trade, learn it, survive it. There's opportunities in every element in the market. Newsworthy information are usually what comes around quad witching and that type of effect. But just if you're missing a part of your game, just go practice that. All right, that's all I'm asking y'all to do. All right, here we go. 6. Oh, sorry. Now 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's see if we can take out the 800. We gotta get back above that 799. Oh, now 783 now. 783. We gotta get above it. Got a couple things we're gonna check out. DraftKings. So yeah, it's a good company there. It's starting to turn a little bit of a profit. Solid company now. All right, we got some people that are doing some things they're not supposed to. You're not supposed to fail. Can't be breaking my yearly plans. good one. JHX, good one for small accounts that want to do the share scalps. Really, really good one. They may try to fight to get this down to VWAP, but I would say that's going to be the rage against the machine there. Because I think what we're trying to do is let the sellers think they have control, and then they start to pile in and destroy them. Mm-hmm. There we go. Let's get that 799. Come on, baby. They're trying to hit the bricks at 784, and like that's enough. All right, let's see if we can get some bounce somewhere around here. I got a lot of cushion on purpose. Come on, baby. I'm looking for this 4 hour to not only close up, I wanted to not give these long wicks here. Now, the fun part about this is because of quad witching, it might not do that. But I think we have the capability of doing that because that'll give them cheaper puts. So for all my bears out there, you want the cheaper puts? Stop selling here. Trust me, you're going to find it at that 800. Great consolidation. See if the bears kind of give this up, liquidating their position and then giving ourselves a pop. Because I know they're piling on top right now. They are piling. They're like pressing this thing down, allowing the Asian and New York overnight session to push us up where we are. Come on, baby. All right. If you haven't been on the show before, we do a 15-minute opening range. Let's go ahead and check out what that opening range would look like. We're talking about this position right here. And we're trying to see if we can get back above that. Stranger Danger sitting at 764, which I am confident. Oh, with that push too. Confident that we're going to attempt to hold above there. And that's the one that's going to go ahead and give us a nice little push up. I do think that we're going to establish the range from here to here and then drop. But like I said, after a while, you kind of come to the conclusion that the market's going to do whatever it wants to do for its own sake, not for my thesis. It doesn't care about my thesis. All right, good retracement into the 750s. We should be getting back above the 750s as soon as this happens. I think they just came in allowing for the sweep. And here we go. Let's get all of that liquidity above 750. Psychological level falling apart. Where my bulls? Where my bulls? Where my bulls at? Where my bulls? Where my bulls? Where my bulls at? Gotta hold that 750. Get that sell side liquidity. Not a good sign. But it is a choppy down. Trying to wear the bulls out. Now where they can be a little fatigued. If they don't get second wind to get that 750 and hold that 750, we might have some problems. 750 could be a good reload area. Contracts are a little juiced on the call side, so I'm going to sit back on the options. I haven't jumped into anything on my PA because I felt like chop was going to be coming. Come on, Bears. Get out the way, Bears. Get out the way, Bears. 750 holding again. Come on. Push. Come on. Push. Again, that's 756. 757. Come on. 757. Let's get there. There we go. All right. We really liquidated some of the bears there. Looking for rejection around that 760, but then we should be able to catch it here. Reloading at 750. And then we could get ourselves another push right back to the upside. It just depends on how the bulls and the bears respond. That's the fun thing about the market. There's no politics to it. It's either it does or it don't. There's no line. There's no way they can hide. This is a thing of beauty. Human intelligence in its purest form. I know y'all probably like, wait, what are you talking about? There's algos in this. Again, who programs the algos? Are they self-learning? Yeah, absolutely. But again, who programmed it? Like, again, in its purest form, they have to give the theses of certain strategies and everything else and elements that they know and replicate and allow for it to catch relative patterns. Come on, baby. They pushed it under that 750 again. That's not what I was looking for. That's not a good sign. Not at all. Told y'all they might fight to get to the VWAP. Not a good sign. But I'm here for the long haul. I want to see this 4 hour not finish like that other 4 hour that's over here. Especially that we just made our first kind of cascade here. Bears again, Bolden. If we don't start hitting some stop losses, this thing can get very funky. He's still taking out some lows. I think the Bears starting to realize they don't have all the control. It's very choppy. Way too many candles for them to try to push this down. What I mean is, even as we were drifting up, for the most part, it was kind of like here and here. But this is Bears and Bulls fighting against each other, especially how wide the ranges are. 1 minute's already reset. Let's see what the 5 minutes is. 5 minutes not done resetting. If we can hold this 750 right now, this can really make things very interesting. That's Stranger Danger. Stranger Danger wants to get tested. That's 760. There we go. That's the test. There we go. That should really piss off the Bears now. That should really piss them off. Let's get to 7.99 now. I think we're gonna get a 30-point shot from here. I think I'm a little tardy to the party, but this is more like a lotto ticket. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Enough of that. We're going to the top of the range. I can hit it as much as y'all want. Y'all gonna get reloaded at 760. Come on, Stranger Danger. Hold your water. There we go, baby. There we go. That's all we want to see. All right, let's go recap. All right, penetrated. Got into that 762, 774. Let's go. Recapture the wick. After 778, we're talking about complete and utter control. There we go. Here's our control. Push. Or is it a false sense of control? Maybe. Maybe. Come on. Rip through. Rip through. Rip on through. Come on, come on. That's a double top in its naturalist form. Don't do that. On that 1 minute, that we need to recap one of these. They knew people were gonna step in on that 778. No, was it 778? What was that now? Yeah, 778. They knew they were gonna step in there, and they slammed them. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Reload at 750. That was a strong move. Let's see if we can capture 764 back again. Funny thing about EMA, sometimes we'll be so far away from it, but they tend to catch up too. So it just all depends which one comes first. We go to the EMA or the EMA comes to us. All right back above Stranger Danger. Let's go. Let's go. Let's take out this wick because right now we kind of have a 2 candle that's putting some pressure that I don't like, and y'all need to go ahead and go take a nap, bears. Got a 2 candle here, and potentially this is what we're facing right now for a further time frame. So if we can get this liquidated, that should scare those bears to get out, and then I don't know, we start to really explode. But we gotta hold this 750. Gotta hold this 750. Gotta hold this 750. All right. We got 30 seconds. They know it. They know that 750 is gonna be tough. Boom. That was a slap in the face. Get out the way, bears. Oof. This is a fist fight. This is like Holyfield and Mayweather. Man, I'm telling you, this is crazy. I know it's kind of like a mismatch. I know, but the Bulls are punching up. Bit of a mismatch. When one can dodge, he's gonna have to jump up and hit. Oh man, come on, let go that 760. All right, come on. Hold on. Little slight retracement, then push. Where's the rest of the Bulls? Come on, Bulls. They're piling on us. Piling. Good response at that 750, but we're under stranger danger with almost like a trend. Not a fan of that. If we could take out those highs, there we go. Come on. I'm telling you, this will be a monster of a move as we're wedging this price action here. We're wedging that action. Bears, go to sleep. You can have the market after 800. You can have it. Go to sleep. Liking it. Kind of took out that high a little bit. I want to take it a little deeper. Okay. I like it. Got a bit of a deviation. If this was to, again, these last three lines, 1, 2, and 3. Maybe I'll make a template. Are potential. Okay. I knew you was gonna try something funky like that. All right, let's get this potential line out of there. You see what I meant? That like this, if we held this, they know what would happen if we held that. They know. They're scared right now. They're getting out of their positions right now. Let's liquidate. Cap that wick. Got a nice little strong push on this 1 minute. Let's come up to the 5 minute. Let me see what this looks like. Got to curl up at the center of the 50. We're still bullish here. 15 minute. Yeah, 15 minute look a little rough. It's been getting beat up. 30 minute look like party just started. If this 30 minute does its job, we're talking about making some major moves here. Major moves. Oh, they went ahead and overshot it. Damn it. I cannot. I cannot take that trade. I might as well just hold on to the scratch off. I shouldn't have been in from the build up. That contract shot from 93 cents to 114. Took my runner off. Made another 1K on it. Can we go higher? Yes. But that was my target to sell my runner and sit on options. I'm not a fan of trying to get in now. I should have took my signal because it literally triggered saying, hey, jump in now. Oh man. Come on, QQQ. I need you to get in the money with these little cheapies. Oh, I knew it was going to be tough to compound on quad with you. I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was gonna be tough. So it is what it is at this point. Very choppy. If I come down to even smaller time frames, look how choppy this is. These are just very, very, very like there's no way of holding to a trade. And then when you come to like a 5 minute, this is tough unless you're like really trailing at the bottoms here, and that's the only safe space that you had. But we literally just broke that whole entire thing down. Nice explosion. 800 is the high that we have. Could we continue to make some higher highs? Absolutely. I'm gonna let these runners do that job off the option side, but I was about to load up the freaking boat on that doggone thing. That thing went from 93 cents to $1.30. Ah, pulled the trigger. All right, we just hit my other target on the 15 minute. Looking for this thing to just continue up. Oh man, there's 35%, and I just took a scratch off. Gotta love the market. Gotta love it. Couldn't play it well with somebody else. More better with somebody else's money. That's how I feel. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. Oh man. All right, so that one is solid. Let me go make sure that everything is done on that end. All right, exit all positions. All right, that's clean. And then we're gonna go ahead and toy with this probably potential upside on this one if it gives me an opportunity. Let's get granular. Let's see if this is working. Are you working? Not too bad. Not too bad. Terrible. Okay. Yeah, the 15 minutes been solid. Come on, get off that open range with some pep, guy. Come on, get up off of it. Oh, come on. Come on. Just one explosion. Just one. You know what? I forgot I was on YouTube. I'm over here trying to analyze this trade. My bad. My bad. My bad. Uh, this thing. Come on. Just cannot get above this again. And you can see that they cannot. This was a sell point. They can't control it. Strong psychological level, which makes sense when it's also there, and it's quad witching, but they can't control it. There's no reason for us to be this sideways for so long. So we're probably accumulating to turn this into a accumulation zone and continue to the upside. Good strong 1 minute. Oh, a minute left. Mm. Ah. I wanted that one so bad. If that thing had exploded into this and we really took out more of that range, that would have printed something very very well. They're basically eating up the theta on these contracts. Let's drop down to MNQ. Let's see if that trend line holds. It's a micro one, but trend line nonetheless. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves a reversal through here. All right, good step through. was a good hold. All right. It's a good chunk that went right back into my PA. See how these runners run. Hold. Come on, hold it. Because what we're doing, we're just basically anticipating this trend line. That's going to be your order block. And this is another order block that we're fighting in between of. But if this holds, then that means potentially we can move this trend line here, and this should make a new high here. So hold. Psychological 800 gonna be tough. It's going to be tough. Hold. Break that 800. All right, it's stopped almost 10:15, so we'll probably wrap up here. And I think we had ourselves some fun. It was pretty cool. It was all right. It was all right, right? What y'all think? Very interesting move that the market did, as it's trying to figure out itself. I'd rather let y'all enjoy the rest of your day as we try to dissect the rest of this. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. See if this thing just wedges its price action instead of actually just exploding and taking off, which looks like that's what they're going to do. But depending on where your risk is, it's going to determine where it goes, right? So let me go ahead and let y'all do y'all thing, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow for Mindset, or Monday when we come full circle with After the Trades. Now, I take that back. We're going to take a whole week off. I'm going to go ahead and drop some videos. You might going to catch them after the fact, but yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So go ahead and enjoy your day, and then we'll see y'all on 2 weeks from now on Monday. Yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.